Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. Thank you for clicking on this video where we are going to be covering the must-have items for new parents, anything like that. We've kind of come up with this list over the past 6 months of having Genevieve, and it's really made our lives much easier. So learn from our mistakes and take this information. If you end up liking the information, hit that like button, hit the subscribe, and turn on some notifications. Before we get into the list, I do want to touch on one thing that I saw in a father's Facebook group this weekend, and that was one of the children had constipation, and it was a really kind of a painful situation for the child, and one of the parents recommended gripe water. One thing to know about gripe water is it can actually, in some cases, cause constipation, so it's not really great for that. The one thing that I find great with gripe water is we use the nighttime gripe water on days where Genevieve hasn't really been napping all that much, has been fussy for the most of the day. So after her nightly bath and when I'm making the bottle, we pop some of this in. It's 2 eyedroppers full that it comes with into her bottle and mix it up. And she usually has a pretty solid night's rest. You don't want to use this stuff more than once in 24 hours. We usually use it maybe once a week, if that. So just keep that in mind. Follow the directions. We don't use it as a crutch. It's just in those kind of certain situations. What I do generally use is pears. Pears are fantastic for a child that has constipation, either in the jars or some of these pouches. Works really good if your child's at that age to be able to use the fruit. If not, you can use pear juice and just cut it, I think, half with water. I'm not sure. I'll put that information in the description. But we use these little jars or the little pouches. The nice thing about the little pouches is if we're not using our baby bullet to mix up the food and puree some stuff for the week, and we've just kind of gotten lazy with everything that's going on, these pouches come in handy. I think we pick them up for about 60 or 70 cents per pouch from Walmart. Great on the go. They have nice little tips on them to where you can pour them right into the spoon. Everything's kind of self-sealed. Super durable, really handy. So on the next item, after she's 8, our lovely little angel doesn't make such lovely little smells, so we do use a diaper bin. So these are just the refills for them. We did use a trash can at first. Didn't work out so well. I thought it would work. It didn't. So I will post a link to obviously everything that we list in this video, but especially to the diaper pail that we use. It's very inexpensive. I think it was like $35 or $40. There are more expensive ones that actually vacuum seal it off, which I'm sure is even better, but we don't really find too much odor coming from it. So get that diaper pail. These inserts, I believe, are about $15 for 3 or 4 of them from Walmart. Fantastic. Makes all that super easy. For wiping up that dirty butt, we go with basically whatever the cheapest baby wipes are that we can find. You're going to be going through thousands of these things, and as long as there isn't like a skin irritation or any sort of allergic reaction, I'd go with the largest containers we can find at the cheapest price. Enough said. You're going through tons of these. Noochies, pacifiers, anything like that. Genevieve doesn't really like these hard plastic, weird-shaped nipple pacifiers. At least not at this stage. She really goes to town on them. They dig into her face. They don't stay in there for very long. What she does really go with are the Advent Soothies. You can stick your finger in them. We have 2 different kinds. These have a really soft tip. I believe this pink one has a firmer tip for a little bit older age. She still kind of prefers the soft tip, but we have tons of them. Buy lots. These things are going to go missing more than socks do. Your dryer is going to have nothing compared to what your house eats as far as noochies go. For attaching these things, we recommend buying a bunch of these pacifier attachments. We clip them onto the lower portion of her shirt before she goes to bed so it doesn't wrap up around her. They're attached everywhere. They slightly make losing the noochies a little less often, but they still get lost. When your child starts getting to the age of where he or she is eating food, These little pouches, I believe these are from Munchkin, are really handy. You can pack them full of their favorite fruits. We use pineapple, anything like that. She can gnaw on them, chew on them. It doesn't allow too big of an object to get through, so there isn't really a choking hazard, but it lets all the good nutrients and everything get through to where your baby can enjoy it. When it comes to bottles, we've had a lot of experience with different bottles. The Advents that I'm holding right here, and I'll link them in the description, are probably some of the best one. They're middle of the road as far as the price range, but we've done $15, $20 bottles. We've done super cheap bottles. We've done all the bottles you could possibly think of. These don't leak. Everything else that we found, maybe it's our bad luck, always leak right around the crack in the top. Some of them are obviously, depending on the age, are going to leak from the nipple because of the size of the nipple, but you don't want these things just dripping down the front of your child's shirt. It's already messy enough to begin with. You don't need help from the bottle making an even messier issue. Next thing, when we are on the go, instead of dragging around a ton of bottles, we use these Munchkin kind of divided up formula holders. This one holds 3 different sets of portions. It holds a decent amount, so even if your kid's a little bit older and takes, 2, 4, 6, 8 scoops of formula per bottle, it will be able to handle that. Instead of sitting here and bringing around, 4 or 5 bottles with us wherever we go, we can just bring this in one bottle, and if you actually put the formula in the bottle, then you have 4 feedings. So that's 12, maybe 14 hours of food? That's plenty. If you're going any farther than that, you should just be bringing your formula with you. When it comes to reading time, obviously you want to get into stuff that's very, very explicit, lots of colors, big words that you can go through. But one of the things that a lot of people do not tell you is go with the cardboard books. They're a lot more durable. Your kids are going to get very handsy. They're going to start grabbing at stuff. We've lost a few books to ripped pages and things like that. It's no big deal, but in the long run, it can cost you. And we don't want, childbearing and raising to cost us any more than it really has to. So these are really handy. A lot of the stuff that we do get as far as the big toys and things like that, we get through a place called Kid to Kid, which is basically all used, pre-owned for very, very lightly used jumpers, bouncers, and things like that. So that's another way that you can help out. I'll link their website in the description as well. And then when it comes to, finally, the baby monitors, we just go with the cheap VTech baby monitor. I think this is the DM221. It is a battery-powered parent unit with a plug-in baby unit. We picked up 2 of these. I found them on eBay for about $20. We picked up 2 of them, so we have 2 of the parent units, one in the living room, one in the baby's room, one in the living room, one in our room, and then we have the baby unit in the baby's room. Super handy. The one thing that we don't really use is the video camera ones, and the reason why is I've done networking in the past, is they're not very secure, and the video baby monitors that hook up to your Wi-Fi that you can see conveniently from your work or wherever you may be can also be hacked by hackers, and they aren't very secure. I don't want my kids sleeping and being posted up on the internet, so security is a big thing for us. These work very well. Maybe you have a little bit more of a secure Wi-Fi setup or something like that, but we recommend going with these. Again, I'll link these in the description as well. That kind of concludes what we've got going on here. If you've liked the video today, please hit that like button, subscribe, comment down in the comment section if you'd like to see more videos like this. And turn on that notification bell. All the support helps us.